Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be introducing our series that we will be starting next month in New Year's. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting really high and we're going to be ghost hunting. And we're just going to be telling ghost stories today to get us in like the spooky mood. So we're going to be starting off with Chris.
Okay, so back in high school, me and my siblings were staying over at my uncle's place for Christmas vacation. And it was on Christmas Eve when this happened. So, as most people do, we were just spending the day, having a good time, having some snacks, watching some movies, and just preparing a turkey dinner over like the day. And as we started to, the evening started to come along, we realized, well, we were missing a few things. So our uncle went into town to pick up the ingredients that we were missing. And as my sister proceeded to get another movie to watch, and my brother was preparing the turkey, checking on it, I saw this weird shadow, but it was following my brother. Now my position was in the living room, but I could see into the dining room and the kitchen and down the hallway where my sister was, so there was no other people in the vicinity that could have made this shadow but my brother. And as he proceeded to come back from the kitchen, the shadow stood up behind him. And this perplexed me. I couldn't understand why this happened. So I was just staring for a while, and he saw me staring, and as he turned, the shadow disappeared. We looked around through the kitchen. Didn't happen again. All I could think was, what the fuck?
Alright, so, I always, thought ghosts were real, but, kind of confirmed it while, so, back when I was a kid, my best friend for years lived in, a farmhouse from the 1800s, and, some whack stuff has happened in that place, but the most noteworthy things was we could hear full-on conversations between people when it would just be me and him there, because his mother owned the place, but she was always out working all the time, or out playing bingo. Classic old lady. But we were convinced people lived in the house, otherwise it happened so often. But easily the worst one was we were all at his kitchen island, and he was at his sink on the other side of it, and it was me and my ex-girlfriend and him there. And we heard a tapping from his big ass patio door. Thing was fucking 12 feet across. It was huge. So yeah, I heard a tapping from it. There was curtains in front of it. It was real late at night. And yeah, we were okay, we're not expecting anybody, that's weird. So I walked over and just kind of threw the curtains open, expecting it to be his mom locked out or something dumb like that. But nope, nobody there. So I was alright, that's weird, that's cool though. We all just kind of chilled and went back to the island. I started hearing it again, so I was oh, okay, it's just kids fucking around or something like that. So I went back over and looked again, nothing. And then I realized that the tapping wasn't coming from the window. It was coming from his fucking china cabinet right beside it. And got real weirded out by it, but morbid curiosity, I went over and fucking opened the china cabinet. And what happens but a mug flies out and hits the wall across the fucking room. And yeah, we just kind of ignored it for a little bit and pretended it didn't happen, and then live the rest of our lives not thinking about it still, but still thinking about it. And that's when I believed in ghosts.
So, a lot of parties happened at my mom's house, and it's a known party house, like, by everyone, like, especially the cops. Regardless, there was one night, there was a lot of us all drinking, and then it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, we're all still wide awake. So we decided to go into the spare room of my mom's house and get high and just turn all the lights off so nobody'd like bother us. Locked all the doors and everything, and it was just, my mom was passed out in her room, and it was me and 2 of my friends and one of mom's friends. And like, we were all talking and stuff, and just me and my friends were talking basically, and then out of nowhere my mom's friend just starts looking into the kitchen like for the longest time, and I noticed, but then I just keep talking. I like don't think anything of it because I knew she was like pretty blacked out drunk, and we keep talking, and then she like stops us from talking, and she's like, "Is anybody here?" I'm like, no, there isn't. Like, there's just us. Like, mom's in the room, the door's closed, like, she's passed out, like, passed the fuck out. She's not gonna wake up, like, anytime soon. And the doors are locked, the lights are off, like, no one's gonna come in. It's just us in here. And then she's like, well, I saw someone walk by from the living room into the kitchen, like, towards the side door. And I'm like, what? Like, no one's here, Kim. Like, it's just us. And then she was just like, no, it was a lady. She was wearing a white dress, and she looked really pretty, and she just walked from the living room hallway to the kitchen and looked like she was like walking towards the door. I was like, and I just looked at my friends like, do you hear this bitch? And then I was like, no, there's no one here. And then we just continued smoking and pretended like nothing happened. That's it.
Yeah, you have a good night.